For some congressional perspective on the conflict with Iran, Senate Appropriations Committee member and North Dakota Senator John Hoeven joins me now. Senator, welcome.
Thanks, Mike. Good to be with you.
I want to start with a tweet from your colleague, Chris Murphy, a Democrat from Connecticut. He writes, "No matter how many strikes we launch, it cannot erase the fact that Iran has figured out how to hide its missiles and drones and quickly recover from the damage we do. After 145 days of war, the majority of Iran's missile sites on the Strait are operational, a forever war." How do you respond, Senator?
Well, I don't agree with that, obviously. We've degraded their capabilities incredibly. And remember, this is all about making sure they do not have a nuclear weapon, as well as degrading their ability to fire ballistic missiles and these kamikaze drones. And we've done that to a great degree. And what we need to do ultimately is to be able to keep them bottled up, which we're very close to being able to do, but also at the same time having the Strait of Hormuz open. And one of the things that should happen here is our allies, not only in the region, which they're starting to do, they should join us, but also our allies in Europe in making sure that we get this accomplished.
Senator Chris Van Hollen is suggesting one way to wrap up this war is to cut off funding. Let's play him.
Well, the best way to help the troops is to end the war, and that means making sure there's no more funding for this illegal war. So if you really want to end the war, you shouldn't be voting to provide money to fuel an endless war.
Senator, will the money be there for the commander-in-chief to carry out this mission?
Yeah, we have to make sure the funding is there. Again, as far as my colleague there, that's exactly the wrong thing to do. That would leave Iran in a position to continue their efforts to build a nuclear weapon, which is an existential threat, and to regenerate their ability to fire ballistic missiles and these kamikaze drones, and to continue to be the #1 state sponsor of terror in the world. Look, this has been going on for almost 50 years. We need to end this, and we need to end it on our terms. And again, this is one of the things that we talked about with both Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War, and Dan Kane, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, this week in front of our full Appropriations Committee. We can't end this sooner if our allies work with us the same way we're working with them regarding Ukraine and Russia. But this needs to be something that we complete and see through to the end, not only for the safety of our people and other freedom-loving countries, but long-term, this is how we will actually bring energy prices down through more stability in the region.
Polling suggests the Iran conflict is not popular. What's your message to folks back home about the critical nature of getting this done?
Yeah, just what we're talking about. And look, I understand it. Nobody wants to have to step up and do this, but we are the leader in the world in terms of not only military strength, but freedom, and others will follow. And much of this task has been accomplished. It's about seeing it through. And even though energy prices are higher now, over the long term, they will be lower and more stable, and we will all benefit. And again, make sure that Iran never has a nuclear weapon.
Then there's the Save America Act. We know President Trump wants it very badly. Here's Caroline Leavitt on the president losing or gaining in frustration.
Look, the president spoke about this directly yesterday. His patience is running out. He wants to see as much of the Save America passed as possible by the August recess. He knows that's what the American people want to see passed.
The House attached it to the National Defense Authorization Act. Are you hopeful, Senator?
Yeah, I am, and we're working hard. I'm a co-sponsor on the Save America Act. We're trying every option to get it passed. We're going to continue to do that. I'm hopeful that, as we continue to work it, any of these options, whether it's through reconciliation or something else, we can get it done. We need to keep working on it and keep pressure on the Democrats. This is an 80% issue. And so this is an argument that works in our favor. We need to keep making it. And yes, I think we have to look at all options. And right now we're working at the possibility of doing something through reconciliation. The other key there is making sure that we address the mail-in voting. And the same standards should apply. You should have to provide ID and then request a ballot rather than just having them mailed out. And a lot of states do it that way already, which is the right way to do it.
Is it a mistake for Caroline Leavitt to be criticizing Majority Leader John Thune and not Senate Democrats?
I really like Carolyn Levitt. She was out here in North Dakota just a couple of weeks ago. I got to spend some great time with her. She does an awesome job. But also, Leader Thune is frustrated. He's working as hard as he can to get this done as well. And so the key is that we all work together, not only to continue to figure out how we can get this done, looking at all options, trying everything we can, but working together to really deliver that message that Republicans want this, they're working to get it, and it's the Democrats that are holding us up.
Senator John Hoeven of the great state of North Dakota, it's great to see you, sir. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Mike.